was
It's
all
been a
calm and
morning.
collective. It was all calm and collective. Everything was running as smoothly as it gets for
So
me.
smooth, so
And
smooth, and then
then
the cat has
we
to jump in the tub.
impromptu decided to have a bath this morning. So
I'm sure
kind
she
of
was
delayed.
thrilled about this decision.
Oh, no. We are currently lying on our favorite towel now that we've been partially dried, aggressively drying ourselves by tongue bathing ourselves. We
Okay, well,
needed
thank you
snacks,
everybody.
the whole 9 yards.
Thank you everybody for your patience while we dealt with a wet cat and
She
a
knows better.
camera that didn't want to work. I plugged it into a different port, now it works. It was a
Whatever.
lot easier
It
than the wet
works.
cat problem.
Oh, God, yeah. Trade you. I'll take a port switch over wet cat, wet bathtub, wet floor. Guys, I don't even know what number we are. Usually ask Diana what episode number we are before we go do this.
What is that?
We're
Oh,
episode
that's what
290
that button
something.
does. Oh, that's what that button does. Sorry, I'm messing with stuff.
You're supposed to be
Full
watching chat,
screen.
not messing with things.
Speaker. No, that's God. I'm making it worse.
You're making it worse.
Oh, what have I done? Show
I
selfie.
don't know.
Okay, there we go.
What
I
have
don't
you
know.
done?
I don't know. Zoom in full screen mode used to get rid of all of the buttons at the bottom, but at some point that stopped, and now there's just buttons at the bottom, and it's not the best viewing experience for everybody, but
You
that
have buttons
doesn't
on the
seem to
bottom?
be.
My buttons go
Yeah,
away on full screen.
yeah, mine used to. They just don't anymore. I
Oh,
noticed
mine
that when
still
I've been
do.
taking screenshots the last couple of weeks. I've had to paint them out.
Oh, no, I've still got a completely black screen because we're full screened when we do this on my end, too. I've got nothing.
Yeah, I like it's on full screen. It's full screen. The screen is full. The buttons are there. So, I don't know. Sorry, there's buttons.
What did you push?
I don't know. Maybe
What, we're
Zoom updated.
292? What are we?
Yeah, we're 292. Your client has been
I don't
successfully
think.
updated. That's probably why.
I don't know. Mine auto updates.
Yeah, mine does
Core
too. That's probably
things.
why it has happened. Try moving your
Core
mouse off.
things
My
that
mouse is off the screen. My mouse is not on the screen anymore.
stop moving your mouse.
I don't know.
Maybe it just takes time, like when you're watching something full screen, like on Netflix, and you just have to stop touching shit. Bad language. And the mouse will disappear, and so will the bar at the bottom.
Maybe there's a setting over here. Anyway, do you want to do our intro? We can start this
Sure.
hot mess properly.
What's my episode number?
Hey, we're 292. Oh, I forgot to put
Thank
it in the
you.
background. Whoops. There's my settings.
Guys, welcome to the Northern Knits Podcast. We're two friends and finder
Aha!
who
I
knit,
find it.
craft, crochet, and talk everything in between, Diana solving complex tech problems, finding the settings on her Zoom call. I am Jocelyn. I currently call Winnipeg, Manitoba home, and Diana calls Waterloo, Ontario home. We are in episode 292. I've just asked for clarification, and I don't have my normal headphones on, so my movements are kind of restricted. Because I've got my inner earbuds plugged into my computer tower right now instead of my big over-the-ear headphones, so
There we go.
that's a thing.
I'm there. We're prepared now. It's proper. It's all good and proper.
Guys, when we don't do lives, this whole process takes us 45 minutes to an hour. Just to remember to put up the screen or the background thing, change the numbers, do show notes, reheat our coffee, take a bathroom break, figure out what's wrong with the phones, the screens, the microphones, find words.
Ah. People at work think I'm so professional when I tell them I have a podcast and that we've been doing it for 5 years and like, oh yeah, these podcasting skills are coming in handy for this educational video stuff I'm doing at work. And they think I'm so professional when I do this. They have no idea. It's an absolute hot mess.
It has been a hot mess since day one. Like, it has always taken us hours just to get into the, like, even when we were just audio, it would take us hours just to get to the chairs to do the recording. We're just like before
Truth.
show notes.
Truth.
We'd be like, oh, we're gonna start at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Well, the boys aren't coming home for dinner till like 5 because we were both dating the brothers at the time, and we were gonna do an experimental Tuesday dinner and then like play a game or something, right? We would be done recording, and like your husband would have started dinner because he would have come home in the middle of recording because it took us 2 hours to find the chairs at your apartment to sit down to record.
It's not that many chairs in that apartment.
It's not like we had a lot to do. Like, I'd show up and the only thing we had to go do was get coffees to have something to drink. But somehow
We had to
it
visit for
turned
3 hours first and then record a podcast.
epic
That's
adventures
just
would
us
occur.
visiting for two
It's just
hours.
us visiting for 2 hours. The amount of content that I'm just like, that's just us. That's just us being good friends, babbling again on something we talk about all the time. So I'm just going to just take that chunk out. Oh, look, we're still an hour and a half. It's okay. We're good. How's everyone in chat? I don't know who's in chat. I don't know what's going on. I don't have chat
Yeah,
room.
we've got Sally and Sherry and Lisa
Okay.
and Jude and Raspberry and Lisa,
Ooh,
Nikki,
all
Karen.
sorts of peeps. Hi, guys.
I think that's everybody. Oh, and Nikki says, Jocelyn, your hair's looking very nice today. Extra nice.
My hair is fresh from the bathtub. And now I'm going to numb my face.
Still tooth problems?
Well, dentists here close at 2 p.m. on Friday. So I confirmed with the general doctor that it's not my inner ear. That infection's clearing up fine, but I have either cracked a tooth or something because it is all swollen in the front part of my face.
Oh no.
And they don't even take phone calls to book appointments till Monday morning.
Oh, gross.
So I can't even call to go see a dentist till 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. And I travel Thursday. So I have to try to find a dentist who can take me in Tuesday or Wednesday. So odds are pretty good. I'm living off this and very little to no food for the next 2 weeks because I won't be able to get to see a dentist. Yeah.
Oh
Mom
dear.
says
Well,
if
that
I
just
can't
made the
get
weekend a
into,
lot harder.
it just makes my life it makes me grumpy because my face gets sore and I don't want to do
Well,
anything
yeah,
because my
everybody's
face is
grumpy when their
sore
face is sore.
because I hurt. Mom's like worst case. I have had I because I would stay with mom and dad for like a month and a half. Life happens. Like I've had to have fillings last minute replaced in Saskatchewan too. So like worst case, we'll just book an appointment for like the Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday when we're in Saskatoon anyway, and I'll just go to the dentist my parents go to.
Yeah. Okay, this
However,
sunbeam.
however, I
We need
get
to
in.
deal with this sunbeam. It's hot.
Your
This
sunbeam's giving you grief?
My sunbeam is giving me grief, which means I'm
We're
going
muted
to.
here. The Alberta Clipper got to us this morning, so our weather's going to go downhill for the next little bit.
Oh, there we go. Apologies for the rose gold filter. The blinds are pink. I can't do anything about it.
It's because you don't own the house you rent.
I mean, I suppose I could change the.
You just have to
Quite the
change
system
it
of
back.
blinds.
We just have to change the back when you move out. Don't do that.
We have changed the blinds in some of the rooms because they were just no.
No. However,
It's hot.
once Diana's done fapping about with her blinds,
Yeah, this is the other reason it takes us forever to get started. Why don't you tell everybody what's in your cup?
I am drinking some iced tea. I had a girlfriend and her hubby come over yesterday for a nice English tea. We had a nice English tea, and I had leftover black tea, so I stuck that in a cup and I stuck that in the fridge so I could have it today iced. So I am drinking some iced black tea. Basically, cold tea with sugar in it. That's what I'm drinking.
Nice. I made myself an Americano out of my Smile Tiger beans.
Smell Tiger does good coffee.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's see. What is going on in chat? Oh, gosh. The sirens. I hope that's not coming through.
No, you're good. The downside is I can't fill dead air because I have to take talking breaks. So you have to be the gabber this week.
Oh, dear. Well, it's a good thing I made coffee. I almost didn't make coffee. Okay, let's see. People are working on boxy sweaters and shawls. Phaedra's starting the drama early today. Sherry was wondering if anyone has tried bone conducting headphones, which I have not.
Oh, I
I'm
want
very
to.
interested.
They're on my short list of things to try because they don't block the ear. So I would be able to hear the music and stuff coming in, and my ear would be free to hear the stuff around me. And if you can't hear the stuff around you when you're moving around as a visually impaired person, danger, Will Robinson, danger. It's not good.
Yeah.
So bone conducting is the next thing on my list that I want to give a good shot to. You're still kind of damp, babe. I don't want you.
Let's see, there's a lounger cardigan getting worked on. Oh, Nikki also said that you are a natural beauty, and I sure hope you get your pain sorted soon.
I think I think I may have just like snapped my teeth. Like I may have just something may have because it's so much swelling from the one side of my head, or like my jaw cracked or popped or something. So I'm hoping like the pressure goes down. Because if it continues to get just a little bit better every day, then it's just I snapped something and it's I can leave it. It's not
Yeah.
a huge oh my god you got to go deal with it issue, but I'm still a little poofy and it still hurts a fair bit. I'm no longer crying on the phone to my mother to make the pain stop.
That's an improvement.
Or living with an ice pack attached to my lower jaw. And it really only hurts if I eat. So long as I don't eat, we're fine.
So soup.
No, like no,
Oh, just
because
nothing.
I can have broth or liquid. So I am artificially enhancing my calorie content with a lot of milkshakes right now. I'm almost out of my non-dairy milk and frozen berries
Fair.
blended to the snots with my
Um,
protein powder in it because I need calories, obviously. So
Karen was
and
wondering, do they not
naps.
have emergency dentists that are open on weekends?
Sure, but dental care is not covered in Canada, so it starts at $1,000 just to get in to see them.
That's also true, yeah.
Yeah, so it's not an option for me. I have to wait till I can see a regular dentist. I don't have a spare 2 grand to get my teeth fixed if it's something seriously wrong. Same with everybody always asks me why I don't take an ambulance when I have to go to the hospital. It's not always covered. I can
Yeah.
afford the $20 cab ride. I can't afford a $500 ambulance ride.
Yeah.
So like
Uh,
that's how
Canadian
it
healthcare is
is.
great, except when it isn't.
It's not I still prefer it over any country with a private system because I still get a lot of shit done. We're not universal, so it's not amazing. And I know we're going to start getting that way. And in the forums and stuff because I know they're going to start offering basic dental care for children with parents of low income families. And they're going to work that up into adults of low income families, which means I will in the next 5 to 10 years have dental care covered as a
That's good.
disabled person. If I live above the poverty line, I'm doing better than 90% of the rest of the disabled population. Above the poverty line, guys. That's
Oh,
our
that's a
goal.
sad statistic. That's so
That's our
sad.
goal because most of us live below the poverty line by a very large portion. So, like, dental has never been on the list. Never. It takes, I have to save up my GST checks because I get GST reimbursement and it takes 2 quarters, so 6 months, right? Yeah, quarters, 3 months to get new glasses because I have to save up for the doctor's appointment to see the eye doctor. Then I have to save up to get the new glasses. It takes 6 months for me to get glasses because that's also not covered. It's $125 for a base just to go in and get your eyeballs checked. And you need to get your eyeballs checked. It's like getting your teeth done. Like you need to have functioning teeth. You need to have functioning eyeballs. It's
Definitely haven't
important.
done either of those things since before the pandemic. In my defense, I moved and I
That's
haven't
not a
found new
defense.
people
You
yet.
know it's not a defense. You know I
No,
don't
it stopped
accept it
being
as
a
a
defense
defense.
after lockdown ended.
It's not being a defense. It's not being a defense before you moved because you knew you were moving in a pandemic and you should have been looking then.
I
Says the
have.
woman who's moved provinces and territories and lived in over 21
This is
houses
my
and
first provincial
6 different
move,
cities.
interprovincial move. I did not think about any of that stuff. Did not occur to me.
You could have asked.
Didn't occur to me to ask. Like, just super did not occur on any level.
I
That
know.
that was
My
a
mom's
grown
like,
up thing
did
that I
she,
should maybe
did she,
think
did she?
about.
I was like, did you do all these things? I'm like, nope. Mom just started laughing at you. She's like, ha, 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 ha. I'm like, yeah, just gonna learn that one the hard way. It's fine.
Yeah, well, I've learned it the hard way, so if I ever move provinces again, now I know. I won't do it again.
If you change cities, it's the same thing.
It's fair.
You gotta get it all done. So, and no, it's not fun, and it's boring, and nobody likes doing it, and everybody hates being put on the phone. And if it's a governmental ID, it's a pain in the keister to change. I know. I do it a lot, and it sucks every time. Every time it sucks every time. You have to get re-registered for voting. Like, ugh, God. It's a laundry list of annoying things.
Not to mention the actual, like, have a place to live and get all your stuff there. Also, maybe have a job.
Yeah. Many, many things, folks. I don't know. What are we doing? Works in progress? What are we talking about? What's
Yeah,
going
let's
on?
talk about some knitting. This is a knitting podcast, right?
That's what I keep telling myself.
Randy
I
says,
have
"Hi, sorry I'm late. No worries. You haven't missed too much yet.
anything.
Mostly
We're
cat
babbling.
drama and tooth drama."
I have a wet cat. Okay. I've had a very unfocused week, people. Unless it's been work knitting, which I can't show you because that's MCAL work, so I can't show you that. There's craft off knitting, which I can show you because it's craft off time. I've got the
I was like, "Oh
check-in
crap,
knitting
what's
with
my craft off
Louise.
knitting? Oh, it's the thing I've been working on all week. Duh. This thing in front of
Oh
me that I've been
crap.
working on all week."
What's my craft off knitting? That is dangerous to state at this point. I have one thing, two things, three things, four things.
I have a grand two things, so you're going first.
Four things. I have four things. Technically five, but really I knit one round on my woodlow sleeve. Literally one round. So there you go. I knit one round on the woodlow sleeve. Let's do check-in knitting. So Thursday was a check-in with Louise. And I'll tell you right now, if you didn't watch on Thursday, I didn't touch the Ossus cowl. Didn't even pick it up. It was a stretch goal. I wanted to make some serious progress on my pink cardigan, my pink and gray marled cardigan. Why am I always in the middle of a flippin' row with this thing? Look at this middle of the row again. Why? Why? Do I just stop? Guys, I don't understand me. It's not bad. I did make a lot of progress. This is my front and back panel combined. Ooh, I must have touched the mouse because the mouse repeated on my screen. Am I pearl out or am I stockinette out?
Looks like
I'm holding
stockinette.
stockinette out. I was way down here. I was maybe one or two fingers
Oh,
up.
that's a decent amount of
So
progress then.
I made some good progress given how busy my month has been this past month. So this is a sweater design I'm working on. It's my very first sweater design. So it is bulky. It's worsted held double, so you get the marled. Oh, squishy, squishy. And it's Briggs and Littles. So I'll melt to death, but that's okay. It's still going to be comfortable. I'm still
It's a
going to like
January
it.
sweater.
It's a January sweater. So I did get a lot done. I got a good chunk of body work done. And again, because you knit it in one piece till you split for the sleeves, I have my whole body stitches from the needles. And even in bulky, that's a lot of stitches.
Mm-hmm.
So that is Briggs a Little. It is a gray worsted and that country rose that you gave me
Nice.
all those ages ago. So that is slowly. It's been reclaimed from another project, so that is slowly getting worked up. So that was the knitting I was doing when I needed to break from the colorwork charts in October. And it was perfect because the design element feature for the cardigan I haven't made yet. So mostly because right now I'm more worried about gauging and sizing and swatching and math and numbers. I'll worry about the detail stuff when I get to the detail stuff. You know, like you do.
Mm-hmm.
Like you do. So that's my first one. I guess I gotta do two because then we alternate, hey?
Yep.
I will talk about the two things that I'm going to be working on this month, which will be my second thing. So I love letting people vote. I love letting people vote. So everybody voted that.
Decisions.
Well, I've got 2 weeks if we do the math. I leave town Thursday, literally on the road 7 a.m. this coming Thursday. Well, Aaron's picking me up at 7 a.m. We're going to Hudson Bagels, and I will gum that bagel to death if necessary, but I'm getting a bagel. And vegan cream cheese. And I don't care if it's a plain bagel or a Winnipeg rye bagel with vegan cream cheese and it's not toasted so that I can mush it up into tiny bits and shove it in my face. Like, I'm getting one. It is being eaten and I don't care how much it hurts. But, because we're not home till like the following Wednesday or Thursday,
Right.
I'm gone.
Mm-hmm.
That puts us, I get home on the Thursday. I'm home for the mid-month check-in. And then it's 2 weeks and it's the 1st of December. And I have to be done whatever it is I said I was going to do. I
Cool,
have
cool.
14 days, legitimately 14 days, because the first 14 are completely spoken for and it's not going to happen. So I put the flat white up again. If everybody remembers, the goal was to extend out the colorwork chart and redo the colorwork chart that's at the top yoke, which is snowflakes. Do it on the bottom, do the hem again, sneak it up the middle, and give it a non-button button band and make it a cardigan so that I would wear it.
Hmm.
Mostly just because that's the yarn I had. I have enough white and I have enough blue that if I do the colorwork charts, I get the length that I want to make a long lined cardigan. But I didn't have enough blue to just do more roundy roundy forever.
Yeah.
So, and if everyone remembers, I did all the colorwork charts, but I did it in a red, not a blue. Not noticing the
Yep.
difference till I was done the snowflakes. So it's prepped and all ready to go. And I said, okay, this is for me, one colorwork chart, 2 inches of ribbing, and a button band. That is achievable in 14 days for me in the background. Because
Seems reasonable.
it's for me the color I did all of the colorwork charts the first time, the full colorwork chart the first time while watching one Critical Role episode. So I know it's only about 4 hours for the colorwork chart to be done because I really enjoy color work. I get into a flow. I like it a lot. It'll take longer to do the ribbing. Probably take a whole other episode just to do 2 inches of ribbing because that is how I approach ribbing. But it is an achievable goal. So I was like, okay. So that went on the list. It got voted for. And then we decided I needed a stretch goal. Why do I need a stretch goal? I got 2 weeks. I'm crazy. That's fine. So I've kindly, Polka Dot Magazine, kindly got Aaron to pick up the stitches for me because I'm never picking up stitches again. That's it. I'm not doing it anymore. I'm done. It's never happening. Uh, Picked up the stitches for me, and I have been ripping back the garter marler. So progress for this one, a finish for the flat white. Mostly because if we get down to deadline and I'm paddock crafting back and forth on the garter or doing increases in the garter isn't actually that hard now that I've read the instructions and I know how to do repeats between my increases. That's what I did wrong. I did all of my increases and there was no repeats between the increases,
Mm.
which is not how you increase for a sweater.
No, you gotta make it longer as it gets wider, otherwise it's just flat.
Yeah, so that was why we messed up so badly. So now that I've done that, I love the increases that he has you doing for this. Like they are beautiful increases. I'm very excited to do them again. I just didn't want to do any of the ripping out and picking up stitches part because I never want to do that again if I can avoid it.
It's totally fair.
This is for a little bit. When I'm done being grumpy about it, it will be fine. So I got that, and then what did my hair touch? I either touched the microphone or it touched the headbands. My headphones I've got on. My other thing I got to decide right away is this was the winning yarn. Snow Globe won for my Christmas socks because Wildflower Louise she does a knit Christmas socks in November challenge, and I need
Right.
car knitting. So like I have to get this on the needle.
Yep.
Got to be done by toes so that I'm just roundy roundy. I'm thinking two at a time toe up. Cake this into 250 grams, two at a time toe up it, and just be done with it, right?
Sounds great.
A little fiddly because it's two at a time, but whatever. I actually enjoy two at a time. So I've got, yeah, that was, I didn't even get that wound. We're not going to talk about how long my very beautiful Swift has been living, prepped and ready to go. Haven't made it that far. Hey, at least I packed my Halloween up. That's fun as far as I've gotten this week. Uh, I'm down to two things, and one of them is a craft off item, so you're up.
All right. I'm just catching up on chat. Oh, I think I forgot to ask. Sally asked like ages ago if you still had your wisdom teeth. I had mine removed last month. I'm 62. It's a long time to have wisdom teeth.
Not everybody has to have them removed. I have a very small jaw. I have had my wisdom teeth, all four of them were impacted and removed the week of my grade 12 high school photos. Needless to say, I
Awesome.
never didn't bother to get those photos.
No, I don't imagine your face was a normal shape that week.
It wasn't fine, but boy, did I bruise. So it was, yeah, it looked great. That's fine. No, I don't have them, but I did grow additional molars, which some adults will grow an additional set of molars later in their life.
Oh, fun.
And I have been, there's not enough space in my mouth for the teeth that I have to start with. So I have a very small jaw. I know a lot of words come out of it, but it's actually a small jaw. So for years, the debate has been what teeth to take out of my mouth because I need to have multiple teeth taken out to make space for the teeth that are in there. So they're constantly shifting and they're always slightly in pain anyway because they're jostling for space that they don't have. So, no, technically they're not my wisdom teeth, but I do have an additional molar that has grown and wedged in here. But again, I don't have the several $1,000s for surgery, so it's not happening.
Yeah, that's fair.
And my teeth are healthy, so other than the fact they crack sometimes because they're under so much pressure, I can
I still
afford
have
a $250 filling. I can't afford the $800-900 removal.
I still have three of my four wisdom teeth because yeah, insurance only covers so much.
Um, Thankfully, I was covered under my mom's insurance fully. And all four ran into my jawline, impacted, and were becoming infected. So they were
Oh
all
god.
considered had to go. So like I was knocked out cold. Like I woke up in a panic thinking I'd missed my dental surgery in the morning, but I was actually in recovery.
Perfect.
Wake up with cotton in your face, and you're just like, this is weird. This is weird. I was like 280 pounds at the time. So my poor little 5'5" mom, my 6'11", 270 plus frame, she had to get me out to the car for the dental office. And I don't do well on painkillers. I've never done well on painkillers. So,
Oh, you must
you
have
know,
been so much fun.
wow. So that's fine. I held onto the rail on the way down and I sat on the hood of the car. I wasn't dizzy anymore. And then we got me into the car coming home. My mom's like, oh, Jesus. She's like, I could have used your dad that day. I'm like, yeah, but I didn't want dad. I wanted my mommy. I was fine once we got me home because it was all one level. And if I fell, at least I was at home already. There was a lot of mac and cheese because my mom would be macaroni and cheese with cheese Liz, which doesn't have any cheese,
Not surprised.
and smoothies and milkshakes and stuff. So like, dad came home with a milkshake from McDonald's. Like, there was a lot of soft, mushy foods that week for me because I literally had stitches on all four sides of my face.
Nikki
Yeah, I'm
says,
just lucky they didn't have to unhinge my jaw to get in there. They were worried they'd have to do that, and then I would have woken up with a partially wired jaw. Like, that would have
oh
sucked
god,
more.
that's so much worse.
I'm like, that's so
For
much
your
worse.
Hudson bagel experience, Nikki says, just seagull the bagel, swallow chunks whole.
Pretty much. I'm not missing out on it. I'm not missing out on it, but if I've gotta.
Oh, somebody was asking, Miranda was asking if we've got any cows running and what they are. I think it's just the fall equinox one that's going right now.
The cow that we have running right now is the fall equinox cow. There's a bunch of other cows going on right now because it's the season, which absolutely will come up here in like 30 seconds again. Oops.
I don't have my cow to talk about this week.
I don't have the fall equinox cow to talk about, but I knew going into this that November would be bad for me for working on it. So it is going with me to Edmonton because it's going to be what I work on the weekend in our downtime. Mostly because it doesn't require that much thought. It's a waffle stitch.
Yeah.
Once it's established, it flows well. So I only need to worry about the establishing row, then I can just crochet for days. So I'm bringing my four cardigan with me.
Four?
Four.
Yeah, I'm definitely saying it not quite right. There's definitely
Gaelic,
more of a lilt and like a rolled R
or I
that I
think, yeah, I
can't
think it's
do.
four. I think you gotta roll that R at the end. I'm
That
really rough on Gaelic, guys.
it sounds better than the way I'm saying it. So I'm gonna go with your way.
It's sure it's the four cardigan with pockets. So pockets are done. I'm working on my front panel. I'd like to get through my two front panels next week, which I think I can probably do a panel and a half, just in the downtime of the evenings after the convention. Since obviously we're not going out and doing a ton of stuff. Like I don't know what we're doing. I don't know what our because we're doing some social media stuff for the Edmonton Fiber Frolic while we're there, but I have no idea what we're doing. So I don't know. And you know me in conventions, we run across people that we know. We need to stop and chat, make new friends. Then we got social media work, and then the Cozy Up Knit girls might be there. So like we might
I've
spend some
got
time
so much
with
visiting
Jamie
to
and
do.
Sarah and the sisters. Like there's so much
Turns
stuff
out
for
one of
us
my
to do.
coworkers lives in Edmonton, so I might have to
So
sneak in a
like
coffee with him.
yeah, if you can. So like we'd be busy peeps. But I know in the evenings our feet will be sore. We will be tired and done peopling, and we will all want to introvert in the hotel room. So I know there will be crochet time in the evenings.
Yeah.
Because this is how it is probably going to run.
I was trying to figure out what my secondary project that I'm going to bring is. I think it's got to be that one. I was
I
thinking
think
about
it's
drop
gonna.
spinning, but I think it's got to be the crochet.
I think it's gonna be the crochet
Um,
because we're gonna be finished, go back to the hotel with dinner or to order dinner. We will end up eating, going to the hot tub because we're sore and stiff, and we're all old people. Come
oh
back
yeah,
and then be like,
I think
it's
so. That's when I'm
seven.
planning to
It's like
pack.
7 or 8 o'clock at night. It's too early to go to bed yet. So we're all going to end up living in one hotel room or the other, crafting and
But
chatting in our
ignoring each other.
pajamas,
Together, but ignoring each
ignoring
other.
each other, crafting in our pajamas. Like that's how it's going to go. I know us. I know us. That is how that's going to work.
Sounds
To
about
get up
right.
the next morning to be energetic, exciting people to go out into the world and do stuff. So that's what I think is going to happen. Just gonna call it. Just gonna call it.
All right. So the first project that I will be bringing traveling
Yeah.
is the Mr. Diana socks.
Hey,
These
look at that
are,
growth.
yeah, I think last week I had not quite finished the toe.
Yeah, you're
So
doing
we have
good.
toe, we're into the foot, we're into the boring roundy roundy part. It's great.
Which is perfect for airplane flights and travel and
Yeah, trains. I get to take
yes,
a train on
trains.
Tuesday. I'm so excited.
Yeah,
I don't get to
no, it's
take trains
perfect
very
for
often.
trains. Perfect for trains and planes.
So this is a boring toe up vanilla sock, wedge toe. I haven't decided what heel yet. I'll figure that out when I get there. And this is one of the bird colorways from Fireweed Fiber Co. Uh, I want to say this one's Red Wing Blackbird. I'm not totally sure. Pretty sure it's Red Wing Blackbird.
Okay.
Anyway, it's making cute little micro stripes and speckles, so I'm thoroughly enjoying this one. So that's that.
Beautiful.
And the cake is pretty.
The cake
Cake
is
is
pretty.
speckly.
Well, that turned out really nice. Oh, that's so good. Oh, we're gonna be going. I'm going to games. I'm going to Games Workshop after this. Maybe I can get a coffee. Mark usually lets me have coffees in the store. I should check to see if I can have coffee in the store. I can get a fancy Starbucks, maybe. I feel
Ooh.
like I've earned a fancy Starbucks. I haven't earned a fancy Starbucks. I haven't done anything. I feel like I've earned a fancy
You've
Starbucks.
been in pain. You get a fancy Starbucks.
My face hurts. Okay.
All right, that's my first thing. My one of two things, and one of two things that will travel with me.
It's easy to get derailed with chat. Are we caught up? Are we chatting with people? Did I answer the questions? God, I don't know.
Yeah. People were talking about the snow globe yarn, and it's really pretty. Sherry was saying it knits up super pretty, and she made a sorrel out of it. And then
So,
people wanted to see pictures, so stuff's happening on
in
the
chat?
Facebook group.
Ooh,
Sherry's posting
excellent.
pictures.
Ah, good.
Yeah, we're all caught up now.
Speaking of cows that are not our cow,
Uh huh.
because this is how my life works. This is what I do to myself. It's nobody's fault but my own. November is winter accessories for the Fiber Friends podcast. I promised Dad a pair of beer mittens. We really should, start those. So I have started to crochet a beer mitten. Now
Beer
the
mitten
pattern
is like
isn't.
where it's like a cup cozy, but like there's
It's
a
a cup
mitten
cozy.
built into it.
No, it's a cozy built into a mug, like into your mitten.
Okay, okay. So it's like a
Yeah,
mitten, but like there's like a cup
but a
part.
thing on the
Okay,
bottom.
I'm thinking of
Yeah,
the right thing.
yeah. So I don't understand at all how this construction is working, but I am following my instructions.
Okay.
It's bulky. It's a one size fits most. So I have no idea where I'm going. I have no idea what's going on. I've read the pattern. It didn't make any sense to me. And I went, why am I reading it like 11 o'clock at night? But right now it has you crocheting. It's a free pattern. I'd have to downsize the screen. I might go find the name of it for you guys. I found it on Rav. You can find all sorts of patterns on Ravelry. Hooded crochet mittens. Hang on, I gotta shrink Diana so I can pull up the other
Oh
screen.
no, I'm shrinking. Ah.
I'm shrinking. Where am I going here? It's the Knot Knit Crochet Drink Mitt. So not as KNOT, knit as KNIT. Crochet Drink Mitt instructions. So I am following the first set of instructions. I have no idea where it's going from here. I am either going to make an awful pair of mittens or a delightful pair of mittens. I'm not sure how that's going to go. But I am using a ball of red yarn from the Impeccable box. The box of Impeccable. Mostly because it's bulky and I've got two balls, so I can hold the Impeccable on two strands and get the size gauge appropriate that necessary. So we will see how it happens. So it's one size fits most, so I'm hoping it's big enough. Whatever, I'm gonna make it and take it with me and hopefully finish it before I come back home so I can leave it with my mom to give to my dad because my dad will be out hunting when I come through. Yeah, because
Right.
it has you join the edges and do things. I'm not sure what's going on here, but I think this is the core of it, is what I'm doing right now, and then it's like folded into a tube, and then somehow you attach things. There's some photos, guys. I'm looking at photos right now, so I'm not 100% sure what's going on with this, but
Okay,
we're
that
learning as we
seems
go.
generally reasonable. All
But
right.
I should have a mitten that also functions as a beer cozy when I'm finished. So
For those hardcore Canadians that need to sit outside with a beer in winter.
that's because one of my dad's buddies is really into hockey and he really likes his beer cans, and they actually sit in a shed and watch hockey in the wintertime because my mom refuses to let them in the house. Sports ball's not allowed in the house. Dad has a shed. They go there. Guys, I say shed, okay?
Insulated, heated, cable.
It's insulated. It's air conditioned. It's heated. There's cable. There's a giant screen TV. He's got a fridge out there, like a full sized fridge.
So it's just a room that's not attached to the house.
It's just a room that's not attached to the house. That's all it is. Yeah.
Plumbing?
So, no, they have to come in to pee. No, they're boys. They usually just go around the back of the shed and pee.
Boys.
Yeah, that's not a thing I do, but okay, cool. So that's fine. So that is what they do. So, but making those. Did I delay to like super late? Yes, I did because I wasn't terribly enthused by the idea of making them. I'm still not really. I'm like really a beer man. But okay, sure. And I can count them as a winter accessory for the Fiber Friends thing. So it's like, okay, yes, let's just get that done. And I mean, again, pretty quick. I think I've put in, I cast it on, I think Friday for fun. And I literally did the chain, like the first half double crochet row. And it's half double crochets through the back loop. So like I do that all the time. That back loop crochet is easy. And you only have to do like 22 rows. And I'm into like row 11 or 12 at this point. And I worked on it this morning. So it's not going to take me long once I get it done. And I figure once I've done the first one, it'll make total sense. And the second
Yeah.
one should go much smoother. But right now I'm like, I don't understand what I'm making. Fine, I'm going to keep making it.
Sherry says it could be a to go coffee, tea, hot chocolate mitt.
It certainly could be one of those quite easily. And
I think I like that one better.
as my advent partner, if that accidentally happened and got shoved into an advent box, that'd be good. I have to finish that advent so bad. It's leaving with me on Thursday. Ah, it's fine.
Is it time to talk about craft off?
Yes, that's all I got left is craft off. Oh my goodness, we didn't ask. I didn't go read the polls. I didn't ask to have the polls read.
I have a spreadsheet.
You have a spreadsheet?
I
Somebody
have a
get
spreadsheet.
numbers?
Yeah.
Because
So
I
first we should talk about how we
promptly
did with
forgot.
this last month.
Absolutely, you can go first. I need a break.
Okay. Well, so I know earlier in the week I said that there was a small possibility that I'd actually get it finished. It was a small possibility. It didn't happen, but I did make a lot of really good progress. So the goal was to finish one of the highly complex colorwork Harry Potter mittens.
Yes.
So I haven't finished. I have about 30 rows left. But when I started this month, I did not even have a thumb hole yet, And so now I am past a thumb hole and up onto my fingers.
Oh, look at that. You are making progress.
Yeah, so like good progress happened. So let's see. There we go. So we've got a warts and a castle on the back. We got there's a snitch there. This is the bottom of a broom in somebody's foot.
It's just arbitrarily a foot.
I screwed up this leg, which is why it's weird and skinny. I'm gonna have to duplicate stitch. Like this row down here was supposed to come out like way farther, like a good like 8-10 stitches.
Oopsies.
Like
they've got a truncated foot.
This whole knee section is wrong, and I need to duplicate stitch it after, because otherwise they've just got this weird skinny leg with no knee.
He's kneeless.
Yeah. But otherwise, there's no more mistakes on that side, at least that I've noticed. Come on. And then on the palm side, we've got the little spider, which I think was done before, and then we're just up into a tree, and the rest of it's just like, I guess it's supposed to be the Whomping Willow or something. I don't know, it's just tree patterns for the rest of it.
That would be Whomping Willow, yes.
So, you know, they're coming along quite nicely. And they're long, like, with the extra cuff that I added, because the pattern calls for the folded over cuff, which I didn't do. I was just like, oh no, I'm going to make a ribbed cuff and then just start this foot pattern that was meant to go on the folded over cuff. So the cuff's supposed to start here, so I've just extended this ribbed cuff. So it comes halfway to your elbow.
Good.
So you're going to have some darn cozy mitts when these are done.
Good. Well, there's nothing worse than a mitten that's too short.
It definitely will not be too short.
I would so rather have a mitten that's closer to my elbow than closer to my wrist.
Liz says the leg needs Skelligro.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
Oh, amazing.
Good callback.
So that's where that's at. I don't promise that these are going to be done in time for you for Christmas.
Oh, I know you. I know better.
They'll get done at some point. Just probably not for Christmas.
I am not worried about it.
What's the pattern for that one? Hang on. Pattern for that one is... Oh, come on. I think it's just HP.
I have no idea.
Yeah, it's HP by Knitting Lotta.
All I know is you had Hufflepuff colors and you have Raven colors,
Ravenclaw colors, yeah.
So in theory, we will have Harry Potter mittens that match, that suit our houses.
Yep.
Because you are Ravenclaw and I am Hufflepuff.
Ah, yes. Let me just zoom in on this this mitten, how it's supposed to look. You can absolutely see in this one, if it focuses, there we go, the leg looks so much better than the leg that I've done.
I just like to think it gave him a disability so we could bond.
Weird dress for a disability, just a skinny leg.
Yeah, I have no idea. It's got no knee.
It's, yeah, I'll duplicate stitch that one. I'll give him a real leg.
Give him a real leg. Oh my goodness gracious.
So that's how I did.
What yarn are you using for that?
Oh, the yarn it was yarn from Michaels. It's...
I know what yarn it is. Do you remember what yarn it is?
Wool Like. There we go. I have
there
the
you
bag
go.
right here. Yeah, it's Wool Like from Loops and Threads. It's 100% acrylic fingering weight. It's like a light fingering. Anyway, it's super soft and it's machine washable, so that's great.
It is, because I fall over, so I have to wash my mittens fairly often. It was end up getting dirty because I fall over.
Let's see. Are my floats on the inside pretty? Oh, my floats on the inside are actually quite pretty. Hang on, I gotta...
Are they? You gotta show off?
I gotta show off my floats because this is literally the only place where people care about the floats.
I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Nobody
We
cares once
do
like
we do
the
get a
average
little
person on the
excited.
street only cares about the right side of color work.
Yeah.
Nobody cares about your floats. But
Yeah,
like,
but
look
if
at
you
that.
talk
Look at
to
my
a
pretty
knitter,
floats. Look at that. Look at my pretty
oh, those are
floats.
gorgeous floats.
Pretty floats.
Yeah, you talk to a
Pretty
knitter and
floats.
we're like, oh, that looks gorgeous. What are your floats like? Your floats turned out good. Those look really good,
Yeah.
dear.
Okay. I'm very pleased with that.
Super pleased.
Okay. We can turn that right side out now.
Okay.
All right. Let's have yours. I don't remember what your project even was.
Feel the love. Feel the love. Tell you
Ooh,
that much. How's
floats, says
chat doing?
Nikki. Yes, thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate the float appreciation. Because nobody cares once they're done.
Well, nobody's going to see them once they're done. They're going to be on the inside.
Yay, gotta love free
I
floats. Okay, let's see it. Let's see it. I don't remember what it was. I was
supposed
excited
to
for it anyway. I'm
working
caffeinated.
working on my. You are, which is good because I need somebody to fill the gaps for the talking. I'm supposed to be making progress on my sister's crochet throw for her couch for Christmas.
Right.
And I started having one, two, three, four color stripes. So the very center of the blanket. So obviously the smallest repeats because short rows.
Mm-hmm.
This is the annual annual Christmas blanket from the Crochet Crowd or Mr. Mikey. He has right now, they just started, because I know you still haven't been to Michael's,
You would be correct.
a hot chocolate snowflake blanket crochet along.
Hot chocolate snowflake blanket. Okay.
Yeah, so it's winter themed. Winter themed.
I'm gonna have to look this up now.
Not Christmas themed. And
Wait,
I'm
hot
going to start it late. I'm going to start it late because I'm going to have to buy yarn while I'm in Saskatoon on the way home, right? Like while I'm visiting mom. I'll just be like, we need to go to Michael's.
crochet blanket. Crochet
I need
crowd.
to get some. I need to get some pound of
Oh.
loves. I need to get some pound of loves because I need that couch blanket in my life
Oh, that's
because
cute.
it's
Okay, I'm throwing
snowflakes
a
in the
link in chat.
middle. Yeah, there's snowflakes in the middle, and then it just has nice big color borders on the outside. So like, I need that in my Christmas tubs. Like that need, and it's winter, not Christmas,
Oh, that's
so I can
cute.
use it right through to spring.
Oh, I love that.
Because you get so many
If you
Christmas
wanted it to be
blankets.
Christmas, though, you could just swap the
Oh,
gray for some green.
you could totally make it Christmas, easy peasy, but you don't have to. So I need to go buy some giant balls of yarn
Oh,
to make that because it's
yeah,
60 inches by 60 inches, you said roughly.
that looks glorious. I want that.
So I'm starting late because obviously week ones come out, but like I do not have time till I get home. I am booked until the middle of this month. So I'm just going to start late, finish it late, and that's fine.
Yeah.
Jealous of that man's ability to make blankets, and he's Canadian. I'm like, ah, we need to meet.
There's like, I'm jealous
You
of
know?
anybody that's like super prolific, and I mean, like, obviously they just dedicate more time to it, and that's like life hack. If you dedicate time to something, it gets done faster. Um,
Unshockingly.
but still,
So, anyway, my sister's crochet throw is based off of his annual Christmas one that he used to make for families and stuff. And I've done exactly a row and a half. It is rows 8 through 16 on repeat till you get out to the size you want. I'm not super worried about it because I'm already past my shoulders, right? I'm making her a couch throw. So, like, it's fine. I'm gonna get through the black. I'm probably gonna do one more round in the blue, and then I'll have to go back to the black and make a bigger border in the black so that I can add some additional length to it. So because it's for my sister and my niece, it's not really for my brother-in-law. So I don't have to make it like Jocelyn sized. I can make it regular people sized. It's fine.
that'll go a little faster.
So it'll go a little faster. So it doesn't take long once you get going. I definitely did nothing on this and then looked at it on Saturday and went, well, for the love of Pete. So this is what I did Saturday evening. It's a row and a half. I'm not even fully done a whole second row. Like I'm still working on the popcorn stitches, which is row 9 of 16. Because of course I am. That's how that works. So that's going on. That's fine. it still looks really cool. I really like how it's working out.
Mm-hmm.
I just need to get it done. But I figure once I've done the blue, do the black section, do one more blue section, and then I will see what size we're sitting at, like measurement wise, and then make the call from there on how much bigger it needs to be for them to wrap up in. So you can see where I've got row where there's no popcorn stitches yet, which is rows where there are popcorn stitches. Popcorn stitches. So I did great. Technically, I won its progress. I didn't say finish. I said progress.
I foolishly said finish. I should know better. I don't finish. I just make progress and then put them back in the bin while I start more things that I don't finish.
Super said progress. Super did not say finish. So I'm going to find out where I am. So I think I'm on like row 3. Like I think I'm on the third side of 4. Oh, I'm on the last side. I'm almost done. Okay, so I'm going to work on these popcorn stitches while we do the rest of this. Because then I can start a new flip and roll when I pick this up again. At least. That'll be nice. That'll be nice.
Well, you succeeded in making progress, so
I did. So
I think that means you win. I don't know. It's not sort of a contest, but sure.
Really not that sort of a contest. Not as much as I wanted to. I wanted to be through to another full color repeat. Like I wanted to be through a black and a blue. Not even close. Not even close. But I am through some, so I'm going to take it for what it is.
People are liking the hot chocolate blanket.
That was really
She
pretty.
says, "I need this in my life, but I have not got the time for this. Sleep is for the
I
weak?"
don't...
Question mark.
Yes.
Yes.
You're not
Sleep
alone.
is for the people who actually want to be healthy and not weak during the day.
I know for sure right now all of my work knitting, and there's a lot of it, is for the MCAL because I have Erin's MCAL. Like I'm doing the full on finished photos for the MCAL for everybody. So and all the extras that go in behind it. So like I'm down to bits and bobs and details and catching mistakes and stuff and doing the final finish of things rather than all of the work that comes beforehand. So once I'm done with that, my plate clears up dramatically because right now it's quite labor intensive. MCALs are twice as much work as color work charts. Like they're a lot of work. And I'm going to have the info sheet and stuff ready for sale and time for the Edmonton Fiber Frolic. So like picking up the pattern, getting prepped and starting to get ready it's just going to happen real shortly for everybody. So like deadlines for days.
Nice, nice.
It's crazy pants making. So that's going on. And of course, my testers who are helping me do this are wonderful back and forth. They're catching mistakes, which is good because I make mistakes. I copy things wrong and they need to be corrected. And sometimes my math is wrong, and that also needs to be corrected.
Yeah, correct math is very important.
This is important. This is what I do it. It also helps because like my row gauge is different than Asa and Jen, who are my testers for this, is different than their gauges, and they're doing slightly different. So like I'm doing it with the Advent. Then we've got one that's just 24 minis and a main skein, and we've got one who's doing it with fewer colors and a slightly smaller size. So you have size variation, color variation, and all the other things that I like to build in for variation pieces, right? So like all of that is also happening. So like all the other extras I also already do in patterns are coming along into the MCAL. And then I'm doing all the MCAL fun stuff. So like the fun little anecdotes and the stories and the pictures and the little recipes and stuff you get with like, so all that has to be done too and photographed if it needs photos and written out if it needs to be written out. All that English needs to be checked. I may never do an MCAL again. It's maybe the only time I do one. I maybe finished it when I'm done and be like, that's it, never again. I may go, okay, now I see why people find this addictive. I don't know where we're going to be. But by the time I come home, the bulk of that is done. I'm just down to photos and stuff. So I could easily start the hot cocoa blanket at that point. because then it could be the thing I work on while everybody else is working on the MCAL, and a chunk of my day is answering questions as they come up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's things I am not prepared to commit to, and that is doing video tutorials on the stitch patterns.
That is a whole other thing.
That is a whole other thing. I do not have the time to commit to that. So that is not a thing I can do. So hopefully you guys can work on written instructions. But that's a lot.
If I should find myself with some extra time and a copy of the pattern, I have a setup here that's not too terrible for top-down video tutorials for stitch patterns, maybe?
Well, you would, yeah, because I can get you a copy of the pattern that's easy enough to do, because you wouldn't have to do like the full length,
Yeah,
like and
just
the
like
full
a
section
little
or the
bit
full
to...
piece, but you could do a swatch gauge is what it is, and
Yeah.
that's the best way to do it. I don't have a setup to do that, so I'd have to create a setup to do that, and then I would have to have time to film it and voice over it with the instructions, and then get it uploaded and then get it labeled, which that starts to take too much time. Is going to take too much time. Guys, you have to remember we're also prepping for year-end stuff, which Diana can tell you I do all of the prep work for. Diana doesn't do any of the prep work. I come with her with full ideas and go, let's schedule this shit.
It's fair. I'm hosting parents for Christmas this year for 10 days.
So most adult children have to do that at some point in their life, is host family Christmas dinner, dear. Just welcome to adulthood. It's just, we all do it at some point.
10 days. 10 days.
Yeah, but then you're coming here in January to visit with your in-laws for probably the same amount of time. So it's gonna be the same thing. And you're gonna be running around like a crazy person. You're gonna have me jumping all over your head. Let's do things. Ah!
I gotta work. Everybody went and scheduled weddings. I need time off for weddings next year.
I don't know what to tell you. I didn't do that. I scheduled no wedding. I can't help you.
No, just everybody went, oh hey, we kind of generally got past this COVID thing, so 23, next year's 2023. Let's do all the weddings.
We're not past COVID, but it's cute that you all pretend we are.
Well, I know that we're not, but we're like pretending that we are, so things are happening again.
We're pretending really well, so that's fine. Mm-hmm. That's hilarious. Yeah, because there's no way
Got
your
two
family...
so far. I expect there's going to be a third.
There's no way your family doesn't insist that you guys come spend time here around Thanksgiving again.
We'll see.
Good luck with that.
Yeah. Oh, Asa's in chat. She says, hi, I'm on my way home.
Ooh, hi, Asa.
And Jen says, there are many stitch tutorial videos out there. If people need them, you don't need to film.
Yes.
This is true.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, there totally is. So,
Sally says, did you say what the MCAL project is? I was busy looking at Sherry's beautiful sweater.
Did I tell you what it is? No, because it's a mystery, people.
It's Christmas themed?
It's Christmas, well, it's
wintertime holiday season themed?
Based off my kind of Christmases. It is a shawl wrap, and it is Jocelyn sized. Hence the need to have somebody make a slightly smaller version. Because mine is Jocelyn sized. Because I am Jocelyn, and that is the size of things I like to make. But those 3 clues are in the info sheet and in the info and stuff in the Ravelry. When you open up, you know it's a shawl wrap, because that's what it is. And you know it's Jocelyn sized, and you know it's Christmas-ish themed. It uses a Christmas advent.
Sally says, great, I love shawls.
I know, so do I. Especially Jocelyn-sized shawls, because then Jocelyn can use them. All right, we are after 12, and I have to be out of here in under an hour. Why don't we move on to what we're going to be working on this month for the craft off?
Yeah. Jude, I'm jealous of your Christmas. I was hoping for a quiet Christmas. I thought my parents were going to come earlier. But no, they're coming over Christmas, so I don't really get Christmas holidays. That's okay. Family is more important. Okay, so...
my family isn't coming down till Boxing Day. It's great.
Spreadsheet. Yours was very solidly across all platforms in favor
Yes.
of not pink.
I know.
78% not pink.
That's a lot of not pink people. People, it's okay. So I'm making a walking skirt, and I mean I'll be making two of them, and I'm using a truly Victorian sewing pattern for it. As I count to four while I crochet and do this. The only question this month was I have no time, so it's going to be something I can sew because that takes less time for me. So when I
Oh,
come home,
sorry.
I can
Quick
do
question
it.
about your MCAL. Will solid colors work?
Yeah, yeah. You
Excellent.
can do it
Okay.
all in solid colors. Yeah, yeah.
Perfect.
It
Okay,
doesn't have to
carry
be
on.
variegated.
Sewing.
That's okay. Not everybody likes patterns and stuff in variegated. They like solid colors. I know Oss is doing hers on fewer colors so they are solid because I think she's using the Holst stuff. So yeah, absolutely. Hers looks great. All right, so I have a lot of this fabric, which is good because I picked like a 10 gourd skirt pattern to make. So I wasn't sure. And it's pink, guys. Like, look at this pink. I know it didn't win, but look at this pink.
It's not really. It's not super reading pink on camera, but
You've seen it in person.
I believe you. But I also don't remember.
I will show it to her again in January, guys. Don't worry. They're like, this is the pink. For me to be able to wear something that pink, I need to have a black top. Has to be away from my face. It's too pale. And then this was the one that went because this is not pink.
It's just. It's a more wintry, fall-y sort of color.
It's a lot of fabric, as you can tell.
Yeah.
Much
Looks
fabric.
cozy.
Much fabric. It's a nice, I'd say medium lightweight wool, like a suiting wool. So it's not very heavy, which is good. It means I can wear it into the spring and fall. But I need to lay it out and cut a million pieces that are like 60 billion feet long, which I will do when I get home. Because it'll be a lot of floor troll time, is what that'll be. Because that will not fit on any of my cutting surfaces. I do not have many cutting surfaces. I usually have to use the floor, and I'll be using the floor for this because I will have to lay it out, pin the pieces, cut them out, and I have to decide if I want to pattern match and plaid on like 7 or 10 cord skirt. I don't think I do, so we'll see. We'll see.
Oof.
But once I get going, because I'm not sewing it by hand, it won't take that long. So it
Yeah.
is a doable
That'll be
project
like
in the
90%
2 weeks. So
prep work.
it's 90% prep work. Like I will spend more time laying it out so that the plaid runs in the right direction for all of the gores than I will sewing the side seams to put the skirt together. Because that's just how that works. I will spend more time figuring out what length it needs to be so that I'm hemming and it's easy than I will installing the pocket. Like I know where I'll get bogged down or where I won't get bogged down, so we'll go from there. I haven't done a plaque in ages, so we'll see how long that goes.
Sally says that'll be beautiful with your red sweater.
Yes, it will. Yes, it will.
Yeah. Oh, that'll be gorgeous. Okay.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. I'm super excited. So I am sewing. I'm awake. But
Yeah.
I am definitely happy to not try to have yet another secret knitting project this month.
Miranda's asking, what do you do with all your fabric scraps?
My cabbage depends on the size of the cabbage. Bigger pieces will get reused into patchwork projects. So I will collect them and cut them down into the hexagonal shape for English paper piecing, and then they all get stacked and stored together till I find an English paper piecing pattern that I want to make that that fabric would go good with. Smaller bits of cabbage get used in stuffing for toys, like stuffing for cat toys, refilling and things. I'll also use like larger squares and stuff. I will pinking shear them so that they're fat quarter size, so that I can use them for mending projects for other things.
Nice.
Some stuff, like this lightweight wool, because it's not stretch, could go into hem bindings and other skirts that are of lighter weight to give them some weight so they stay down and keep their shape better. Like it depends on the scrap size and what you're doing with it. So I have an old pair of flannel pants from my dad. They'll go onto the bottom of a floor length skirt to give the skirt a little bit of shaping for a lighter weight fabric, and it'll also work to help with the rubbing on the hem on the floor. Because it's like obviously if you've got something that's so close to the floor, you'll occasionally rub it and you'll rub your hem off. So it's also like used as a hem protector, or it's used as an interlining, or you can use things for all sorts of stuff. It's just what the fabric is sort of dictates what you can do with it more than anything else. Like my stretchy knit stuff is really only good for like cat toys and stuffing and testing the sewing machine tension and stuff for knit fabrics. But my woven stuff is good for a lot of things.
Nice. Yeah. I guess that means I have to talk about mine. Okay, so mine was a lot less of a clear win. YouTube was highly in favor of the Cobra sweater. Facebook was slightly in favor of the Steinkrieger, and Instagram was a perfect tie. So, by a total of 4 votes, the Cobra sweater is the winner. It was
I voted twice for the Steinkrieger.
It's very close.
I voted twice on 2 platforms. I was like, Steinkrieger! It's so close, I'm voting. I voted on Facebook, and I went, oh, that number's really close. So I went over to Instagram, and I voted Steinkrieger under my personal account.
So we're doing the Cobra
sweater.
It
is.
Which is in here, along with a bunch of other stuff. But this is the Copperhead tee. I don't remember the designer's name off the top of my head. But it's a knitted t-shirt with Copperhead snake charts, but I've modified it to be Cobra snake charts. So I made the head a little bit wider and longer and added the little color bits in there so that it's totally a cobra. It looks cobra enough to me anyway.
It's totally a cobra.
And this is out of Fireweed Fiber Co. yarn. I believe it's Big Blue Bus and I don't know, Latte or something. Whatever the plain undyed color is.
You mean your nice neutral?
Yeah, the nice neutral. Buttercup DK. Because my 7-year-old niece said she wanted a Cobra sweater that was beige snakes on a blue background, and it's like a year later and she still wants exactly that, so like we really gotta finish this.
Yes, I do.
Yeah. I was already like she'll be 8 in January.
Yes.
But I was already just going to make the extra small adult size, because kids stretch and then they stretch up and then they stretch out, generally. So yes. I figure if it's just an extra small adult size, it'll just fit her for a while. It'll be kind of big at first, and then it'll be less big. Well, and then also this way I didn't have to faff around with more charts. Trying to get the right size for a 7-year-old from an adult pattern.
No. Just do the extra small adult size. Kids grow. You have to remember your niece via me. Your auntie title is now belonging to a 16-year-old because she turned 16 this week. So that kid's old enough to work and drive.
Weird. I think she stopped at 9 in my head.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I keep forgetting how old your youngest niece is getting because she was a baby toddler when me and Mr. B split. So like I haven't seen her since then.
She's so little now.
My brain goes, no, she's grown up, but I can't picture it because I haven't seen it, right? So it's the same with your youngest nephew.
Hair.
My brain's like no, he's gotten older. I can't visualize it in my head.
It feels like a weird thing to say about an 8-year-old, but like she's got really cool hair. She did the shaved side, like the asymmetrical bob with the shaved side thing.
Oh yeah, that looks nifty.
It looks so cool.
Yeah. You will never shave your hair.
I am.
You struggle to cut 3 or 4 inches off of your hair. You're never shaving half your head.
I cut 8 inches off my hair the other week.
And are you gonna ever shave your head? And your hair is knee length. 8 or 9 inches.
Not anymore.
Get you to your butt. Gets you back up to your butt.
Yes, it does. I'm sure everybody can tell my hair is so much shorter than it was a couple weeks ago. Can you tell?
They can't tell at all.
I cut off 8 inches. Hasn't anybody noticed?
It falls off screen. Nobody notices.
I know.
I know nobody notices when I cut mine either. They're like, "Oh, just cut your hair." Like, yeah, like 4 or 5 inches of it disappeared. It's like I can't tell. I'm like, yeah, it's still off screen. You
No,
guys,
well,
it's fine.
mine's
You
are
won't know.
crusty and gross, and
Yeah, I
so
know.
they had to
When
go.
they gotta go, they gotta go. I mean,
Yeah.
the undercut's down to almost off screen now. I think the undercut's getting there. All right, that's it. That's all our
So that's the
stuff.
thing, yeah. Cobra sweater
Excellent.
and not pink skirt.
Not pink skirt. All right. Are you ready for your word? It's time to do some
Okay.
unscripted
Yep.
Patreons.
Let's have it.
Via a wonderful grandchild, you have the word tow truck.
Tow truck.
Tow truck. And is it technically the highest on the list and should be picked next? No. I just wanted her to have the word tow truck today.
Okay.
And since I'm in charge of the words, this is what's happening.
Tow truck. All right. Well, if you would like to financially support these shenanigans, you may do so at patreon.com/northernitspodcast.
My face hurts.
Any level of support gets you access to our patron-only Discord server, where we are active at all hours of the day and the night.
Sometimes we're not active at all. Sometimes
Or
it's
occasionally
silence.
not active. Yeah, that's those are weird days. I'm like, did I fall into an alternate universe?
I know. I'll be like, oh, look. Whoa.
I'll open it up at the end of the day and like, there's like 5 messages in here all day. Where was everybody?
Those are the days where I'm going to go, hello?
You still alive?
Is it just
Sound
me in
off.
here? How do I find the emoji for a tumbleweed? They are very disconcerting when we're quiet for that length of time.
And then other days it's like 100 messages an hour. So
You're like, nope, I can't keep track of this. It's not happening.
So many messages, you'll need a tow truck to get through it all. That doesn't quite work. Whatever.
Close enough.
Yeah, what else? We've got the monthly e-knit-ins. The next one of those is coming up on the 19th.
Yep.
We got a movie watch party coming up at some point. Did we say that was on the 26th officially?
Yes, because it's the only Saturday that works.
It's the only Saturday we have left before the Christmas month.
So that's the Saturday it is. So we
What
make
movie
these
are we
decisions.
watching? Do we know yet?
I never looked. I didn't even
cool.
post the experimental Tuesday. I got through writing it. I got the picture posted. All it needs is the freaking recipe, and then I can post it. Never did that. It's fine.
That's okay. I completely missed a week. So.
It's fine. I'm doing great.
But this week I made miso caramel.
Oh, nice.
Miso caramel, whatever. Caramel with miso in it. It was really good.
Okay.
10 out of 10. Miso caramel.
Yeah. Oh, those would be good.
Yeah, what else? There's supposed to be other things that I can't think of right now. I need last week's show notes.
She's doing great. Guys, we're gonna be live next week because we're literally in Edmonton together next week. So like getting together and not doing a live would be just, or the universe would implode. It wouldn't be a thing. It would be like missing a week for no reason. You and I are we're pretty hardcore. We rarely miss any time.
It's missed weird. Like half a dozen weeks in 5 years. 5.5 years.
Not even. I think we're still at like one hand or less.
It's somewhere around there. I think it's maybe 5. Anyway.
Maybe. I think we're still pretty low, which is still an obscenely good track record for over 5 years. Almost 6 years.
I know, that's wild.
That crazy.
I can't process.
All right, we're also creeping in on December, and we all know December means extra bonus content videos, and me and Diana only do lives in December, so we are very quickly running out of recorded podcasts for the year. So shortly we'll be on the December fun track, which means we'll have the bingo card wrap-up, which is a bingo card wrap-up whip parade, a series of videos that me and Diana always do.
We have bingo cards. I should find mine.
Jesus, Murphy.
I was doing so well at the beginning of the year, I think I fell off that wagon.
Yeah, that's usually how it works for both of us. So those are going on. We'll have our regular weekly podcasts. I get bored because my family doesn't really do stuff at Christmas, so I'm usually hanging around more on lives and stuff for Christmas. and doing things. And then, of course, there's always the year-end stuff. Like we'll be wrapping up the fall equinox cowl for the during obviously the winter solstice, and we're taking a break. We're not doing a winter solstice to spring equinox because most people are too busy, and our podcast anniversary starts shortly. So we are almost at 2023, which means we got to wrap up 2022 post haste. Post haste. And all the joy that that brings. So things are happening. Things are happening. Which is groovy.
So many things. Okay, I had to.
There's a lot going on in the background. Like my brain is just a going.
Yeah, that was the sound of gears grinding. I'm sure the
Well,
microphone didn't pick it up, but it was loud in my head.
It was loud in your head. With the podcast anniversary, you go, okay, so what do we get? No show notes. But our whip parade ended up being split because we had so many to keep the volume of time down. You keep bugging me for stash videos. I keep bugging you for stash videos. So those should get scheduled. So somehow we're going to figure out that.
So we need to do stash tours and whip parades for the end of the year.
Or maybe stash tour in January and the whip parade at the end of the year. Which might work out better. So there's a lot going on. And then you're traveling in January, so we have to work around that. There is the sweater challenge starts in February. The 2-week sweater challenge is in February. Yeah. We're almost back to the 2-week sweater challenge again.
I cannot process that far. I just need to make it through the next week. I've got 2 trips back to back. And a bunch of stuff to do before I go. So I've got 1 week. I can hold 1 week right now. That's all I got. That's all the RAM. I need to upgrade the RAM.
My RAM has been recently upgraded because I also got the MCAL happening in December. So I have to get all the paperwork done to the MCAL in December to then take a nap. Somewhere between Boxing Day and New Year, I'm going to have a nap, guys. That's how that's going to work. What else we got going on? Well, it is a live, so we're going to talk books. So that's going to happen.
Did I finish any books?
I have no idea.
I don't know. Hang on.
I don't know.
Gotta open this tab. Did you finish anything? Books? What have I finished recently?
So, books. So, lots going on. We're doing a Christmas card exchange with the Patreon people. She says to politely remind Diana to panic about that when she gets home. Apologies to everybody in Europe. Your cards are coming late because I'm not mailing those till I get back.
Lol, I have not read any books this month. I can tell you what I'm actively reading.
No, it's not active if you haven't read it this month.
Well, I haven't finished. I'm reading, but I haven't finished.
Okay. I'm going to open up my Goodreads. What are you reading?
What I am reading, I currently have out from the library the Alchemist one. Oh god. The Lost Apothecary. There we go. That you recommended.
It's a good book.
I started reading this in September, so I already talked about it last month. Oh my god. That's so sad. I've renewed it like 3 times. Anyway, yes, it is good. I don't know what's up with my brain right now. I was super into books over the summer, and then fall rolled around, and I'm just like, books? But I did start a Buffy rewatch, and I'm almost done season 2. So there's that.
That may also be my fault because I was rewatching Buffy this month.
That is also 100% your fault.
Yeah. I may resemble that remark. Which we're placing the blame on Aaron because Aaron started this whole thing. So Aaron is responsible for the Buffy and now currently Angel rewatch that I'm doing because I finished Buffy this month.
What else? Oh, I don't have it on here, but the other audiobook that I have out from the library right now that I haven't technically started was another one of your recommendations. It was about food. The Secret History of Food.
It's a good one.
I need to add that to my list. The Secret History
of Food. I like how you go, history. It gets exciting all at the start there.
History. Currently reading. There we go. Edition information. We don't want hardcover. No, we're reading an audiobook. Browse editions. I started using Storygraph. I think I talked about Storygraph a while ago, but
yes,
I've fully gone over to Storygraph now.
Yeah.
Because they have extra metrics and I like it.
You are a metric fan.
I do
Okay,
love some good
so
metrics. Okay, what
I
are other
absolutely
people reading? Let's see.
absolutely finished.
Liz
Not as
reads
many
or
as the last
listens
few
to at
months.
least one book a day. Goodness. Raspberry says The
Okay,
Lost Apothecary is so good. Yeah.
it's so
It is
good.
good. I just
So
don't
good.
know
So
what's
good.
up with my brain. I don't know. I just not into books right now.
I read book one of the Burning Kingdom, a series by Tasha Suri. It's called The Jasmine Throne. It's a beefy book. Read it.
Okay, sorry, that's the oh gosh.
The
Stop my
Jasmine Throne.
the Jasmine Throne. No, wait,
Yeah.
there's that tab.
Yeah,
The
it's
Jasmine Throne.
yeah, it's
Okay.
book one of the Burning Kingdom series.
Okay.
Freaking fabulous.
The
You have
Vengeful
LG
Princess. Love
you have
it. Depose your brother.
LGBTQ plus representation, you have Eastern magic systems, you've got gods, you've got oh yeah, yes, yes, politics, yeah, yeah.
Oh man.
So much
This
yes.
sounds
So much yes.
yes, let's see. This is a dark, adventurous, emotional story according to Storygraph.
It is. Storygraph is correct on this one. It is
It's medium
so good.
paced
Yep.
and it's plot and character driven.
Yes, it
Strong
is.
character development
Yep.
with maybe likable characters. 29% it's complicated.
Well, they're
Diverse
not
characters.
they're
94% yes,
diverse.
diverse characters.
Yes, yeah, they're diverse characters. A lot of the problems is if you write a really good story, you both like and dislike the characters you're reading about
It also
because
says
they've made
that
a very believable person.
character flaws are part of the story, and yeah.
Yes,
So yes, okay, I
and
understand the it's complicated.
it's complicated. I both love and hate them. I both love and hate them. They drive me nuts, and I both cheer them on, and I also want to just wring their necks. All right. Then I got a couple of books that had been on hold in the romance department, so I obviously plowed through those real good. Wild in Love by Louisa James, which is a part of the Wild series, which I've been working my way through. Say No to the Duke by oh my goodness, is this another Eloisa James? It is an nope, yeah, Eloisa James. This one is again the Wilds, uh, which is a series of books focused on the Wild family. Shocking, I know. I like that when they do series of books around families. It's always good. Wild Child again, same group of families. Tragically, the book club pick for the month was Treasure Island, so I had to read that. Guess what? Second time around, still don't like it. It's boring, guys. It's
Hmm.
boring. I don't know why it's on classic literature or like top 100 you should read. It is not a well done book. There are some amazing, well done books from the 20th century, 19th century, 18th century, 17th century, like
Maybe it
going
was just the
backwards.
best they had at the time, or it was revolutionary at the time.
It's not. It's not. It's not. And it
Are you?
hasn't aged well.
Oh
And
dear.
it wasn't good to start with. So like Treasure
I think
Island
I
is
have an
not a
illustrated, like really old one of those.
but it was on the list to read for book club, so I did it for book club and only for book club. But I'm never reading it a third time. I just refuse. Then I read The Ugly Duchess, which was Fairy Tales series number 4 by Eloisa James. Again, I like Eloisa James. I like her story writing. Then I read Neon Gods, which I'm torn about reading the next ones in the series on. It is a Greek myth retelling. It's romance. It is a romance Greek myth retelling.
Okay.
It's by Kate Robert. It's called Dark Olympus number 1. Start of the series. But I need to decide to do. It's not the last book I read. It's just the last book I finished this month. I like the changes for the retelling. So rather than them being immortal gods, you inherit the title of Zeus, you inherit the title of Hades as a generational thing.
Oh,
So
interesting.
it's more
Okay.
of a monarchy design rather than an immortal god design. And while you do have extras, you live on Olympus, it's very difficult to leave Olympus to go to the real world. Like you pay a sacrifice to leave, right? So like you got little things, you got little character quirks and stuff to fit the cues and stuff. So like that's fine. And it is a retelling of the tale of Persephone. Persephone? Is it Persephone who falls? Who ends up marrying Hades?
I think. I don't know.
Daughter of Spring. I remember more as Daughter of Spring. Anyway, it is technically a romance telling of that story arc, but it is definitely. I loved all of the character growth and stuff. I hated the pacing for the sexy fun times. Does that make sense?
Okay. Bad
Sexy
pacing in the
fun
sexy fun
times
times.
felt forced. The rest of it was really intriguing, so I don't know if I want to read any more into the series or not. I haven't decided, so that was fine. But it was terribly interesting because it definitely played with a lot of things. So I was just like, what? So like I enjoyed it from that perspective. So that's fine. So I don't know. I will see if I forgive it or not. I might have to reread it. I'll see if I forgive it or not later. That I've started, but I've not finished How to Be a Tutor by Ruth Goodman, who is one of my favorite female experimental archaeologists and historians. So I am just about done. I was actually listening to it while I called Diana. So if you heard random talking and it wasn't me, it's my audiobook
Frequently
talking.
there's random extra voices.
Yeah. Oh, that's usually me. And then that is it. So that's all I got read this month, which isn't the most. But again, guys, I rewatched Buffy this month, and I'm rewatching Angel right now.
Catching up on chat quickly. Miranda, Storygraph. I threw a link in the chat there, but it's basically an alternative to Goodreads. It's just for like Ravelry, but for books. You can look up books and like track your reading, and then it has a bunch of extra metrics about stuff. I love a good metric.
I know I need to move over into Storygraph. I just haven't done it yet.
I'm enjoying it. Liz wanted to know, have you read Grace Burrow's historical romance, Centers on Families?
Yes, yeah. She's another one that does really good ones. I like the focuses on families and stuff. So Grace Burrow's is another good one. I'm actually rewatching season 1 of Bridgerton's on Netflix. I feel like my soul's dying on the inside. It is on one of the top recommended lists for audio described television series. So I want to see how good the audio description is. So I'm currently listening to it, not watching it, but watching it because there's a lot of things I don't see on shows. But to say audio description is good, just insert maniacal laughter here. It's not good. It's usually absolutely garbage. So this one company that did the Bridgertons along with other series and stuff is remarked for being good with their audio description and good at what they're doing. So I'm listening to see if I agree with what I'm hearing about them.
And so far?
I didn't realize that there was stuff going on in the opening title sequence. But the audio description told me about the stuff going on in the title sequence with like when they do all the music and it's that big opening scene. Yeah, I can't see any of that at all. It's all too
I watched
samey.
all of one episode a while ago, so I don't remember.
So it was nice to see what it was that they were putting up there for art and stuff. But yeah, so far they've done a really good job with it. I haven't made it to any steamy fun stuff yet, so we'll see how that gets described. I'm still groaning and rolling my eyeballs a lot at the choice of character changes, which is still aggravating and stupid as all get out, but
yeah.
If I'm going to have an opinion about them, I need to consume some of their work, and this is one of their ones that they have that they're known for, so that I had access to that I would at least watch, because there's some that they do that I have absolutely no interest in watching, so I'm not doing it. On the downside, it is after 12:30, so we need to wrap up because I need to go try to eat.
Sorry, one more quick question. Charlotte wanted to know if did you read Circe?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Circe's by Madeline something. There's Circe, and then there is she did a retelling of Troy. What did she call it?
She's very good. Something.
Yeah, it's she does a really good story set too. So again, it's another sort of Greek myth retelling. So yeah, Circes is usually like the one everybody knows because it's the most famous one.
The Song of Achilles.
That's it. Well, Troy is based on Achilles. It is about Achilles.
All right, yes, we can wrap this up because you have things to do today.
I do, and my jaw is killing me, so I need to take some painkillers.
Oh God. Okay.
So I love you guys, and until next week when we're live at Edmonton, I'm Jocelyn.
And I'm Diana.
And no matter where your week takes you, don't
Don't
forget
forget
to